Hi everyone and welcome to Mommy Mondays. So I know it's been a while. Thank you so much for hanging in there so patiently. A lot has happened since the birth of baby Boo. Even a couple days before that, there was a big whirlwind of change, and we came through, and here we are over 2 weeks after the fact. So I won't be talking about the birth and delivery or the labor and delivery in this video, but stay tuned. There's some things that I still need to process before I can talk about that because things just happened so differently. But I can't say that I would not have it any other way because things just happened the way they needed to. And yeah, so as a result, I now have this little gem. He's just sleeping on me. He's so funny. He's adorable. He makes like these little grumpy faces like when he sleeps. It's so precious. I'm like, oh, you're so cute. He looks cute when he poops, making those faces. Anyways, yeah. Like my husband will be like, oh, he's smiling. I'm like, it's not in a social way yet. He's smiling. But it's not, we think it's like, oh, you're smiling at me, or you think I'm being like, I'm sparking joy in your life or what have you. But it's not the same as when we smile now. It's more like a survival mechanism, so that we take care of the baby. Anyways, no, but okay. So a lot of things. So I'm going to talk about very briefly the NICU stay that we had, and then everything after that. So baby was born with a fever. So because of that, started administering antibiotics 2 hours before discharge. 2 days later, so Monday, because baby was born Saturday, he spiked the fever 2 hours before discharge. So that ended up in him going to NICU, which was devastating because we were ready to go home, right? So that began our stay at the hospital. We were lucky enough in that there was some rooms that we could stay at. So I mean, we left the baby, we came home, we showered, we took some stuff, and we spent the night. And we did that for most of our time, or most of baby Boo's time there at the hospital. So he was there. We were waiting for the antibiotics to be finished being administered. They also did another sample just to make sure that nothing would come back positive with the infection. They were also treating him for possible dehydration, so we started supplementing with formula. So that was a little nerve-wracking for me because I was worried about my body not producing enough for baby. Because I know that breast milk is better for babies, because it's custom made. Not that there's anything wrong with formula, but I mean, if I could, like, obviously, if possible, breast milk is better. But we were just about to be discharged. We were thinking Thursday, Friday. We were going to be discharged Friday night. However, a little before discharge, baby's oxygen levels were starting to drop. And it was just kind of like this, oh no, like we were already hoping to leave Thursday. We weren't going to leave until Friday. And then to be told you're not leaving after all a couple hours before. And we had everything ready. We had packed everything up because we were leaving. So that was devastating again. I talk about emotions, right? Apart from just being a hormonal creature because of just having given birth and all that kind of stuff. It was a lot to take in. So then, and then it was Mother's Day weekend. And at first I was super excited because I was like, yes, like it's May 10th. It's Mexican Mother's Day. I'm going to have baby with me. And then not have it go that way was a huge blow. And then I was like, maybe by Sunday. Didn't happen, and I was just kind of like, this sucks. But I mean, they did a couple of other things on baby. So one of the things that because they were treating him for possible dehydration was perhaps doing a spinal tap and a urine analysis. But we were like, you know what? Let's hold off on those because those can be a little intrusive. I mean, the urine analysis not as much as a spinal tap, but like if we can, like let's not go there. So thankfully we didn't go there. They finished administering the antibiotics. Everything came back negative. Obviously, after the antibiotics had been finished, baby never came back with the fever or anything. So it was only those 2 times, one at birth and then two days after birth. But then the oxygen levels threw in something else, right? Because it was like, he's a big baby. Why is he not being able to maintain his oxygen level? We're thinking he had a little aspiration event where he might have choked up on some milk at some point, and that caused some inflammation in his lungs. He ended up having an x-ray on his chest to see what his lungs looked like, and that showed some of the agitation. They called it benign pneumonia. And then he also had a cardio echo. The cardio echo looked fine. I saw a couple lactation specialists to make sure that he was really latching on well and that kind of thing. We also did a couple of speech pathologists came to our room to do a swallow study to make sure that he was swallowing fine. Baby has a good suck. He's an aggressive eater, just like his mama. Like, he gets hangry real quick. He'll go 0 to 100 and really quick. Like, he'll be la 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 la, and I'm like, oh my god, like, oh snap. Like, there was no warning. Or he's probably like, I'm gonna give you 5 cues, and if you don't pick up those 5 cues, I'm gonna start yelling at the top of my lungs. So he has really good lungs. But yeah, so then being at the NICU, again, emotional roller coaster, not knowing what was gonna happen, being worried, and being a new parent, you kind of worry about everything. You're like, oh my god, like, it's an infection, holy moly. Other than the fact of being kind of sleep deprived from waking up and that kind of thing, right? And then just being so physically tired after the fact of just having had the baby and everything, that some days were really hard. Some days I was just an emotional mess. Like, I would just cry, right? And then at nighttime it was always harder, right? Because that's when I felt it the most. During the day, not so much, because I'm like, oh, the sun is out. But at night, I'm like, like zombie-like. Sometimes it's getting better now, but just being at the hospital was just a different thing. You have different nurses, you have to follow the protocol, you can't have water in the room, but you try to stay hydrated for yourself and the baby, right? So it was really hard to do the whole thing of take care of yourself so you can take care of baby, because there was so many different things you had to take into consideration, as well as getting used to the foreign environments, because we were up in floor 5, and then we were moved to level 4, which allowed us to be in the same space as the baby. But again, still stressful, because you're there and then you hear the beeping of all the machines, you hear the crying baby in the next room, the nurses come in and out, and that kind of thing. I mean, they're doing what they need to do, but it's not as conducive. Also, the fact that we had to deal with all the wires and everything when it came to changing the baby, whether it be his diaper or his clothes, like, it was just a lot. Not being able to take the baby so far from the little bassinet thing that they had, because he was connected to all the wires as well. Getting used to the fact of seeing him with a little oxygen, because that was impressive. We had left, when we came back, he had the little oxygen on his face, and I was just like, oh my god, like, you know what I mean? But again, like, it took me quite a few times to put everything in perspective and be like, everything is okay, your baby is fine, like, so it might be an infection, infections go away, like, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't like blow it up in my mind, because it was really easy for me to do that sometimes, especially when I was tired. But then having been in the NICU with the baby and having to do everything like that made it so much easier for when we came home. I felt more comfortable. I have never been a big hands-on baby person, so my first diaper change was actually on baby Boo. But having done it at the NICU already with all those wires, doing it now is a lot easier. So I'm pretty thankful about that. So it's like, I really, as we got further into the stay in NICU, I started looking for the silver lining, because it was difficult sometimes. And towards the end, actually, we stopped spending the night. I think there was maybe a total of 3 nights that we didn't stay at the hospital, because it was just so tiring, like physically, emotionally, and like psychologically, right? Like, seriously, sleep deprivation is a freaking form of torture, because yeah, it's not, but yeah. And then just feeling like it's, feeling the pressures of like, you want to breastfeed baby, but that if you miss a feeding, they're going to give him formula, and then almost feeling guilty, and then having to pump, and then getting used to that, and blah blah blah. Like, there's so many things that come together. You're just like, holy moly. I did underestimate parenting, or what having a newborn would be like. I didn't think it was going to be easy. I knew it was going to be difficult, but not this difficult. But then again, being in the NICU was just another layer that, I mean, you can't anticipate for that. But ever since coming home, I was nervous about transitioning back to cloth diapers, because we hadn't done the cloth diapers yet, because at the hospital they were doing plastic diapers. But that transition was actually relatively easy. I really enjoy our cloth diapers now. I'm just like, I love it. This is so awesome. I'm really happy that we're able to jump back on board, like whatever. Baby didn't fuss about it either. So I'm like, win. Breastfeeding is still kind of like something I'm getting used to. I'm like, man, like every 2 hours. And it's every 2 hours. And if you feed at 6, the next feeding is going to be at 8, even if the feeding took 40 minutes. So you start at 6, 6:40. So really you only have an hour and 20 minutes. I know it's intense. So I'm just like, okay, but that's why I sleep when baby sleeps. It's harder during the day than at night, because during the day I'm like, the sun is out, I want to do all these things and whatnot. But I mean, it's taking some getting used to. It's, as we all know, I was a person that was go, 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 but now it's really like, okay, like there's really nothing else that you should be worrying about and needing to do. Like, relax, like I would tell myself during labor. So yeah, I just need to chill. And yeah, but I love wearing him on my sling. He loves it there too, because I mean, he's all nestled up and he's close to me. He's listening to my heartbeat. So that's actually really nice. So I can use that strategically. I'm thinking I can go watch a movie like that. Just strap him on, but we'll see. But yeah, cloth diapers, breastfeeding is no joke. Feeding a baby in general is no joke, because it takes time. Even if you went formula, you still gotta wake up. Even if it was your husband or somebody else feeding the baby, you still get up because you hear the baby crying and you get worried. What is making it a little easier for me is co-sleeping. Co-sleeping has made it so much easier. He actually sleeps better when we co-sleep. So yeah, I'll have to deal with that once we get older and the baby sleeping with us, because yeah. But yeah, I don't know, like you start thinking about the co-sleeping thing, and obviously like there's ways to make it safer, like obviously not having too many things in the bed, limiting pillows and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's not like I'm just like, all right, let's get all the things in bed and then throw baby here and with us. Like, no. It's too big of an investment to just throw away like that so frivolously. But anyways, he loves being in the car seat. He falls asleep really quickly. Yeah, he's a little trooper. He's a little warrior, my little Kai. Let me show you guys. He's just sleeping. He breastfed a while ago, and he's just hanging out there, and I haven't gotten up. Like, I want to get up, but if I get up, he might wake up. Does my butt hurt from sitting here? Yeah. But it's okay. I just like, it's only momentarily. Like, it's only momentarily. Pretty soon he's gonna be moving all over the place, and then I'm gonna be like, I missed when you were like not able to move a lot. At least that's what I hear, but I'm sure that's how I'll feel. Because I see my dogs and I'm like, oh my God, you're so big now. And they're dogs. Now, I can only imagine how much more I would feel for my little one, granted, since I pushed him out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Anyways, things are going well. We did our newborn appointment and all that kind of stuff. He's looking good. And yeah, couldn't be happier. Victor's the real MVP. He helps me out a ton. He has learned so much as well. So he's also not a big baby person like before we had children. So yeah, he's come a long way. He's good at swaddling. He's pro at changing diapers and stuff. Like, he's phenomenal. And he's all excited. He also wears the baby. You know, loves taking out the car seat. Loves putting him on the stroller. It's actually really neat. Just getting used to him, or us getting used to each other, you know, all three of us. That's really neat. But yeah, so far so good. So far so good. I mean, I have nothing else to compare it to. I have no other children, but you know, just trying not to compare ourselves to like other people who are like, oh, my baby slept through the night, and I'm just like, why? Like, what did you do? Anyways, it's just kind of like, whatever. There'll be a time where that'll happen. When, I don't know. But it'll happen one day. I have hope. Anyways, until then, I'm gonna let you guys go. I need to take a nap and I'm getting hungry. And it's actually getting close to baby's feeding time. So I gotta act quick. But I hope you have a lovely week. And until next Mommy Monday, I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.